Richard Widmark, the Hollywood star with the cold gaze and mysterious smile, was always at the center of whispers. A dark secret from his life has just been revealed, and the truth is even more disturbing than we imagined. What was hidden behind Widmark's charming exterior? Richard Widmark's childhood. Richard Widmark was born in 1914 in Sunrise, Minnesota, into an ordinary middle-class family. On the surface, his childhood seemed unremarkable. A small town, a stable life with a salesman, father, and a devoted homemaker mother. However, fragmented details about Widmark's early years began to spark curiosity. Old acquaintances recalled that young Richard was often quiet, preferred to be alone, and had sharp eyes, as if constantly observing everything around him. Some stories from neighbors suggest that Widmark tended to display a strong, sometimes aggressive personality during play with friends. There were rumors of an incident at school where Widmark was allegedly involved in injuring a classmate, but this story was quickly suppressed by his family and the school. Was this just youthful impulsiveness, or a sign of something deeper? Widmark also quickly revealed his acting talent through school plays, but his teachers once commented that he seemed to immerse himself too deeply in roles to the point where it was difficult to distinguish between acting and genuine emotion. These details, though small, laid the foundation for questions about Widmark's true self. Did his childhood hold clues to the secret that would later be revealed? Notably, Widmark's family rarely spoke about him after he became a star. Some newly discovered documents suggest that Widmark's father had connections to shady local activities, possibly involving gambling or bootlegging. While there's no clear evidence that Richard was directly involved, this family environment might have influenced his psychology and worldview. These very fragmented pieces led to a larger question. Did the mystery surrounding Widmark originate from his early years? Richard Widmark's admirable film career. Richard Widmark burst into Hollywood with his breakthrough role in Kiss of Death 1947, where he portrayed Tommy Udo, a ruthless criminal with a chilling smile. This role not only earned him an Oscar nomination, but also defined Widmark's image, an actor capable of embodying captivating danger. However, behind the glamour, questions about his acting method and personal life began to emerge. People wondered, was Widmark truly just acting, or was he revealing a part of his true self? Widmark's career rapidly developed with a string of villainous roles in film noirs like Night in the City, 1950, and Pickup on South Street, 1953. Audiences were drawn to his ability to portray complex characters, both charming and terrifying. But colleagues on set told different stories. Some directors noted that Widmark sometimes became too engrossed in his roles, remaining cold even after the cameras stopped rolling. An extra once revealed that Widmark had a habit of observing everyone on set as if looking for their weaknesses. Was this just his way of preparing for a role or a sign of an uneasy soul? In the 1950s, Widmark tried to break free from his villainous image by taking on leading heroic roles in The Alamo 1960 and Judgment at Nuremberg 1961. However, the public seemed still haunted by his Tommy Udo image. This fueled rumors that Widmark was uncomfortable with fame, frequently refused interviews, and lived a reclusive life. Some articles from that period even hinted that he harbored secrets he didn't want revealed related to his role choices or his relationships with powerful figures in Hollywood. One notable detail is that Widmark once rejected a major film project without explanation, infuriating the producers and spreading rumors about his personal issues. These stories, though minor, contributed to building the image of a mysterious Widmark, a man who seemed to always be hiding something. Was his illustrious career merely covering up a darker truth, waiting to be revealed? The mystery of Richard Widmark, more complex than you think. The mystery surrounding Richard Widmark, which has haunted fans and the media for decades, lies not just in his acting talent or his cold gaze on screen, but also in the hidden aspects of his personal life that he always sought to conceal. Rumors began in the 1950s when Widmark was at the peak of his career, yet lived an unusually reclusive life for a Hollywood star. He rarely appeared at social events, refused most interviews, and those who worked with him often described him as unapproachable yet full of mystery. Was Widmark simply an introvert, or was something deeper being hidden? There was a piece of information that caused a stir in public opinion during the early stages of Widmark's career. During the filming of Kiss of Death 1947, it was rumored that Widmark caused an altercation on set involving an extra who was injured during an action scene. Although the studio quickly suppressed the story, some witnesses claimed that Widmark acted excessively as if he truly embodied the character of Tommy Udo. This incident, though hushed up, led some to question, did Widmark truly control the line between acting and reality, or was he hiding a dark side of his personality? Another clue came from recently discovered personal letters during a Hollywood memorabilia auction. These letters, purportedly written by Widmark to a close friend, alluded to a big mistake in the past that he never wanted to make public. The content of the letters was unclear, but the phrase, "I cannot forgive myself," appeared repeatedly, sparking speculation that Widmark might have been involved in a serious event, possibly an act of violence or a scandalous relationship. Some suggested this was connected to his father, who was rumored to have been involved in shady activities in Minnesota. Was Widmark carrying the burden of a family secret? Over the years, the public and media have concocted countless theories, from Widmark's connections to underground organizations to him having caused a serious incident that was covered up by Hollywood's power. Some investigative journalists even suggested that Widmark might have used industry connections to keep a truth related to an accident or personal scandal hidden. These stories, though lacking concrete evidence, created a veil of mystery around Widmark, making him both a captivating and unsettling figure in the public eye. The impact of these rumors was significant. Although Widmark continued to deliver excellent performances, his reputation was always shrouded in suspicion. Some fans believed this very mystery enhanced his appeal, while others began to wonder if his talent was masking a completely different person. This mystery, though unsolved at the time, made everyone constantly ask, who was Richard Widmark truly, and what made him always keep his distance from the world? These fragmented clues from the film set to personal letters all lead to a larger question. Could the truth about Widmark be a dark stain even worse than we ever imagined? The truth is finally fully revealed. The truth about Richard Widmark's mystery, after decades of being concealed by whispers and rumors, has finally come to light, thanks to a recent discovery, and it is indeed more disturbing than the public ever imagined. In 2024, an investigative journalist published a collection of documents found in the archives of an old Hollywood studio, including internal memos, correspondence, and personal diaries of those who worked with Widmark. These documents revealed a shocking event from 1948, shortly after the resounding success of Kiss of Death, the film that catapulted Widmark to stardom. According to the documents, during the filming of a lesser-known movie titled The Street with No Name, Widmark was involved in a serious incident on set. An extra, James Carter, was severely injured during an action scene that was supposedly meticulously choreographed. Carter, a promising young actor, was hospitalized with multiple head injuries and never returned to acting. The studio declared it an unfortunate accident, but the newly discovered documents show a much more complex truth. An internal memo from the director revealed that Widmark had deviated from the script, instead acting in an unusually violent manner, almost intentionally harming Carter during the scene. A witness, a lighting technician, recounted that Widmark seemed to lose control, his eyes empty as if he was living in character. What's more shocking is how the studio handled the incident. Instead of making the truth public, they spent a large sum of money to settle with the Carter family, requiring them to sign a non-disclosure agreement. Widmark, though not prosecuted, was reportedly asked to attend secret psychological counseling sessions, but there's no evidence he actually participated. A letter from a studio executive to a senior colleague even hinted that Widmark might have had pre-existing psychological issues, possibly stemming from past experiences or the pressure of his rapidly exploding fame. However, because Widmark was the studio's golden goose, the incident was suppressed, and he continued to be given major roles. But that's not all. The documents also revealed another darker aspect concerning Widmark's relationship with an influential figure in the entertainment industry who allegedly helped cover up the incident. A letter from Widmark to a close friend found in the same archive contained haunting lines, "I don't know how to live with this. I am not the man they see on screen, but I am also not the man I thought I was." These lines suggest that Widmark was not only remorseful, but also tormented by a deeper secret, possibly related to other violent behaviors or an undisclosed event from his past. This truth is shocking, not only because of the violent nature of the incident, but also because of how Hollywood at the time was willing to conceal it to protect a star's image. It raises questions about ethics in the film industry and the extent to which fame can cover up wrongdoing. Furthermore, this incident sheds light on the rumors about Widmark's personality. Was he truly a man haunted by his dark roles? Or did he carry a darkness within him long before stepping into Hollywood? Some psychologists, upon reviewing the documents, suggest that Widmark may have struggled with undiagnosed psychological disorders, which made him susceptible to immersing himself in dangerous characters, but also caused him to lose control in stressful moments. This truth has shaken Widmark's image as a cinematic icon. Those who once admired him must now face the question, is his talent worth forgiving his past actions? And is the film industry, with its power to conceal, enabling such secrets to persist? The truth about Widmark, though painful, has opened a larger discussion about the line between art and ethics, between the real person and the image constructed on screen. Years of solitary decline. Richard Widmark's final years, spanning from the late 1980s until his death in 2008, were a period little known to the public yet. They bore profound marks reflecting the consequences of past secrets and events. After stepping away from the Hollywood limelight, Widmark lived a reclusive life in Connecticut, avoiding the media and public events. He rarely made appearances, and on the few occasions he granted interviews, he spoke only of his old roles, never mentioning his personal life. This reclusiveness can now be understood as an attempt to escape the shadow of the 1948 incident and the persistent rumors. The incident with James Carter, though covered up by the studio, seemed to have left a deep psychological wound in Widmark. Close relatives, including his wife Susan Blanchard, revealed that he frequently fell into periods of deep contemplation, especially in his later years. A family friend recounted that Widmark sometimes spoke of irreparable mistakes, hinting at a burden he carried throughout his life. The letter from the 1940s in which he wrote, "I cannot forgive myself," seemed to still hold true to his state of mind decades later. Perhaps the Carter incident, combined with the pressure of keeping the secret, caused Widmark to become increasingly distant from the outside world. In the 1990s, Widmark's health began to decline, and he suffered from a spinal condition that left him almost unable to walk. This further deepened his isolation. Some relatives stated that he spent much time rewatching his old films, but always avoided mentioning The Street with No Name, the film connected to the Carter incident. It's possible that Widmark was haunted by the memory of what happened, and living a reclusive life was his way of avoiding confrontation with the public, who might unearth his past. The consequences of this secret also affected his legacy. Although respected for his talent, Widmark was never honored as much as many stars of his era. Some critics suggest that his career was hindered by his very reclusiveness and the vague rumors about his personality. Upon his death at 93, Widmark left behind a brilliant but controversial film legacy, with the question of whether he ever found peace regarding his past mistakes. The profound impact of the revealed truth. The impact of the revealed truth about Richard Widmark not only shook the image of a Hollywood star, but also opened profound discussions about ethics, fame, and the power of the film industry. The 1948 incident when Widmark injured James Carter on the set of The Street with No Name, though covered up by the studio, changed how the public viewed him. Previously, Widmark was beloved for his talent and mystery. Now, many fans feel betrayed, wondering if his cold gaze on screen was a reflection of a truly unsettled man. Recent discussions on social media and film forums show a division. Some still praise him as a film noir icon, while others argue that his actions are unforgivable, regardless of his talent. This event also exposed the dark side of Hollywood at that time, where power and money could distort the truth to protect stars. The studio's expenditure to settle and silence the Carter family raises questions about the ethical responsibility of the entertainment industry. It makes the public wonder how many other secrets have been buried to protect the images of cinematic icons. This impact is not limited to Widmark, but extends to how we evaluate other artists, fostering a discussion about separating art from the artist. Richard Widmark's mystery has left an astonishing truth about the real person behind the Hollywood glamour. It reminds us that behind every star are complex and deeply human stories. Did Widmark's cold gaze ever make you curious about the secrets he kept? Share your thoughts and follow us to discover more captivating Hollywood stories.